Rolling.
Rawhide.
Well, I have been sat in a chair for a while.
TMI, Stu, TMI. Oh dear. Welcome back, listeners. Oh no, we didn't do a clap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. After 3.
It's usually me that forgets that.
1, 2, 3.
Lovely stuff. How are we doing, folks? All good?
Yeah, fantastic.
Exciting. All right. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your Games Master for this game and for many others. And I'm joined today by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello, Dom, and hello, listeners.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hey, all.
And she's still with us. We've not scared her off yet. Miss Amy Chislett.
Hello.
Hello, folks. Did you all have a nice break there?
Yes.
We're right good.
It was very pleasant.
We're a really good break, it were. That's the wrong
I
accent. I'm
emptied
so
some
sorry.
liquids out and put some liquids in, so we're all good.
Let me just visualise that.
Yes.
I think it's better for everybody if we don't do that. There we go. So yeah, how are we all feeling? You guys are finally on your way up to Whitethrone, and I've just met a mysterious stranger in a roadside tavern.
Well, Alwyn's a bit pissed off with the barman. He won't be getting any of Alwyn's money, which, you know, Alwyn, he was going to spend a shitload on booze. So, hey.
There you go. Perhaps some wounds just run too deep.
I'm thinking of words like face, spite, nose.
Chardonnay's really important to
I know,
Alwyn.
it's important to all of us, but I must have a drink.
Just not as important to everyone else.
There's no need for us all to suffer.
I love how this is Otto speaking and not Neil, by the way.
Yes. This is Otto speaking. If it will make you happy, then once I've had my fill of food and drink, I will produce flame and burn the place down.
No.
That's back in character. So, yeah, we went out of character last time by, let the goblins go. Right, now I'm going to burn the place down. Now we're back into it. Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to meet you guys.
There we go. All right. So, are we good to move back into the game, folks?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, fairly short preamble there for once.
Makes a change.
It does make a change.
We can talk about, so has anyone planned any holidays or anything? Do you know what we haven't talked about is America's got a new president.
They have.
Oh yes, they do now.
That
yesterday in our time.
Yeah, that minor world event that had no real significance to anyone.
Yeah. I was very pleased it was a peaceful transition. I was really worried after the events.
I was worried. Just some of the stuff I've been reading, and perhaps I was doom scrolling a little bit, but some of the stuff I was reading was sort of saying, there were sort of, they used the word protest planned in all the states and stuff. But after the events of a couple of weeks ago, we know that the word protest was in quotation marks there.
Well, they're terrorists.
Yeah.
And we've got a number of listeners in America. If any of you are the people who went and stormed the Capitol, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking terrorist. There we go. I think we must. If we've lost a listener, well, you've seen how you've seen how I acted about the barman not wanting Chardonnay in there.
You know that this adventure is all incorporated into the whole QAnon conspiracy.
No.
We're all part of it.
I can assure you now, Neil, it most definitely is not.
No.
You're just not looking hard enough.
Yeah. This is another one of these bits where I might say, "Oh, do you know what? I might cut this out," and then I'll leave it again.
Well, I think some of the cues listening. This is all a bit grounded in reality for me. It's all a bit
I'm still
gritty realism.
trying to avoid news and politics for a while.
It's very sensible. And in that vein, somebody was asking about holidays. Just to lighten it up a bit. To answer the question, yes, I do still have a holiday planned for July.
You'll be moving into the next room, will you, for a little bit?
That's it. I'll be doing my podcast recordings from the kitchen rather than my
For a week, I shall be wanking exclusively in the kitchen.
Exotic.
So it's all about a change of scenery. I am planning to get back to Slovenia in July. There is a festival there that I've been going to for a couple of years, and obviously last year we lost it because of the big plague. But my tickets have been rolled over for this year, so fingers crossed, touch wood, all that good stuff, that it's going to go ahead this year, because I love Slovenia. It's a beautiful country.
I would very much like to get out to see my brother in America this year, but I don't know if that will happen or not.
Where does your brother live?
He lives in Michigan.
Oh, okay.
It's a Mar-a-Lago golf resort, Florida.
I was about to say, America, he just said.
There we go. All right,
that little hamlet.
Yeah. that little hamlet in Norfolk.
Have you ever been to America, Stu?
No, I've never been in my life.
And one thing that will happen is if they'll ask you where you're from, and I'll say, "Oh, I'm from London." They say, "Oh, I know a guy from London. Do you know a guy called Paul Smith?" And
yes, now Australia, they're like that as well. I did go to Australia when I was 16, and my cousins took me into their school for, I think it was like a show and tell kind of thing. I don't know, I was like a freak on display. But it was, the teacher got me up to the front of the class, and so the class could ask me questions about England, and it was like, so is it all like really cobbled streets and thatched houses over there? And what was the other? Oh yeah, so have you heard of McDonald's?
One I had when I was in, I went on a business trip to California, and they took us out in San Diego for a night out, and we were staying at a place called La Jolla, which is a fair way down the freeway. And we got this cab home, and we're going back up the freeway, and this cab driver says, "What do you think of our freeway?" And I said, "Oh yes, it's very nice." He says, "Yeah, it stretches all the way from Mexico up to Canada," and of course, and then we just started saying, "No, wow, it's amazing. Who turned on all these lights? Who goes around turning all the lights on?" And because his only concept of a foreign country is a sort of dirt track on the other side of the border.
Do you know what?
We don't have any of this where we're from.
I've got to say, I think we have now put Dom off ever saying, "Well, that was a short preamble again."
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But no, it is good to hear from you guys. I do enjoy chatting to you just in general, and I'm sure people like listening to it as well. And if they don't, they'll vote with their feet and they'll just stop listening, I guess. So.
Well, no. Email us. Let us know first.
Yeah.
We can't do anything about stuff we don't know about.
That's it. We can change.
Bit of wisdom there.
We can change. We promise. All right. What about Amy? Any exciting holidays planned this year? Or are you not?
Getting out the county would be a nice start. So if I could go
out
somewhere,
of the Shire.
yeah, that would be nice. Maybe go somewhere, but no, nothing planned. Unfortunately, just seeing how things turn out, and hopefully can go away somewhere.
Fair enough. I mean,
a friend of mine booked a holiday Sorry.
I was going to say,
a friend of mine booked a holiday last year because they're offering really good deals, because all the holiday firms are just facing bankruptcy. So they said, well, maybe we can sell a holiday for next year, but obviously it's got to be with a massive discount, because who's going to pay for a holiday a year in advance unless there's a really good reason to? So of course he booked a holiday at a really good price, and of course now it's looking like he's got to cancel it because this whole thing's gone on a lot longer than anyone he thought a year ago.
Yeah, we're still in March.
I'm very ready for it all to go away. So fingers crossed, touch wood, all that sort of stuff. That we get back to our lives a little bit very, very soon.
I just want to go home.
That is enough doom and gloom. I think it's time.
Remember.
Sorry, Neil, I'm going to cut you off once again. I think it is time for...
I don't remember what life was like before this. It's just normal now.
I think it's the delay on Zoom. I think that's the...
I just want to start the game, guys.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Stu. I do regret saying that was a very short preamble, but there we go. Bringing ourselves back into our game.
Can I... No, sorry.
Bringing ourselves back into our game. Our adventurers, Olwen Templeton, Brother Amos, and Otto von Niederschläger have been making their way north through the land of Irison from the town of Woldsby. They have passed through a pocket of summer on the road where they discovered a giant elk being attacked by some goblins and some wolf-like creatures known as wargs. After a short battle, in which one of these goblins wielding explosives blew themselves up, but not before blowing up some of his companions and harming these warg creatures, the goblins entered into almost a full retreat, being pursued by these warg creatures that had previously been their allies. And as the dust settled from that combat, you reasoned that you were currently under no threat from these creatures and opted to push on, continuing your portage, sort of carrying your sleds across the ground with no snow on it. You eventually came to the edge of this pocket of summer and back to kind of more familiar territory, with sort of the snows of Irison reclaiming their hold on the landscape. And you continued a bit further along the road, where you came across a small settlement known as Comonne Inn, a small town that seemed to have been built up around a crossroads and around a large inn on the right hand side. As you approached, your friend Nadia spoke with some of the local militia and seemed to arrange to have your sleds and your dogs taken care of for the evening. And just as you made your way towards the tavern itself, there was a commotion from inside, and a very angry priest of Pharasma was bodily thrown from the tavern, seemingly for causing a scene of some sort. And as you kind of entered into the tavern properly, Olwen became the target of the ire of the goblin bartender, who, spotting his companion Chardonnay, sort of screamed in terror and threw the wolf out of the tavern, Olwen leaving in tow. You continued into the pub, began to get yourself some food, some rest, some drinks, and you became aware of a halfling woman sat at one of the tables, who had seemingly been the focus of this altercation with the priest previously. And you, Brother Amos, as you and Otto sat down to have a drink and some food, you became aware that this individual had been paying very close attention to the two of you. And that's where we bring ourselves back in. So, Olwen, will come to you shortly. Brother Amos, what would you like to do?
Brother Amos is going to get up and walk over to the table that the halfling is sat at, and sit down and plonk a bag of silver on the table and say, "I like your hat. Fancy a game of dice?"
The hat is not up for sale or for any gambling, but I'll have a game of dice with you if you like.
I don't want the hat. I just like the hat. I don't think it would fit on my head.
No, I don't think either. It looks better on my head. Game of dice?
Let's play.
Yeah.
All right. So, Amy and Darren, do you have D6s with you?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
How many?
So I would like you to each roll 3 D6s. Make a note of what you get. Don't tell us just yet. If you don't have 3, just roll 1 dice 3 times.
4 actually.
All right. So roll 3d6s. Okay. What's the wager here, by the way? What you betting?
How much are you putting up?
20 silver pieces.
I'll double it.
You're gonna bet 40 there, Della. All right. So 40 silver pieces is the pot on the table, it seems. So now that you've got your 3 dice rolls, I would like you each now have a chance to re-roll one of your dice.
I'm happy to stick with what I rolled.
I rolled 1.
Okay. So if one person has stuck and the other has rolled, that is the last round of dice rolling there. Please now add up your totals.
Yep.
Okay. Della, what's your total?
17.
17. Amos?
17.
17. You have a tie game as the two of you both lift up your cups, which you've been keeping these dice in. You both immediately see that your dice match each other across the table.
Look at that.
Guess we
Again?
roll again.
Yeah.
All right, roll a fresh set of 3d6s.
Okay.
Once you've done so, declare if you'd like to re-roll one.
I would like to re-roll 1.
I think I'll stick.
Okay. Amos, are you re-rolling?
I think I'll.
You're sticking. Okay.
Doesn't sound good.
No worries. And once again, Amos sticks with the dice he's got, and you lift your cups to reveal them. What are your totals?
I got 12.
I got 14.
14. It's enough, Brother Amos. You win the pot.
Excellent.
Fair.
Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah, that would be lovely, thank you. What's your name, by the way?
Amos, Brother Amos.
Hey, Brother Amos. Nice to meet you. My name's Della.
Nice to meet you, Della. That is a fantastic hat.
It is, isn't it? My mother gave me this.
Right, so I guess Brother Amos will get up and go to the bar. Otto, come and join us.
So.
Do you want
play
me to
dice?
come and join you? I didn't want to interrupt. You seem to be getting on so well.
Come and join us. Brother Amos will get a round in with his winnings.
Yeah, he's easy enough to do. So a round of kind of just basic drinks, assuming you're after sort of ales and that sort of thing. Won't run you much more than
50 silver pieces.
I've lost the table. Where's the table gone?
It's the only bar for hundreds of miles.
Yeah, if you want to just get like a round of ales in, it'll cost you a silver piece. It's not expensive.
Oh Christ! Yeah, I'll get a couple of rounds in then.
All right.
Nice. Thank you.
Not London prices.
It's not. Sorry, just All right. Sorry about that. Yes. So you get your rounds in there, Brother Amos, and you these drinks are sort of brought over to you. What would the three of you like to do?
Your friend
this
not
is my
coming back
friend
in.
Otto. This is Della.
Oh. Hello,
Hello,
Otto. Nice
Della.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey. Is your friend not joining us? The one with the dog?
He is. He's rather upset. I don't want to say sulking, but he's sulking. Yes, he's rather upset that Chardonnay was thrown out. I did tell him that he was welcome back in the bar. That arrangements could be made for Chardonnay separately, but no, that was not acceptable to him. He's when he drives a hard bargain. When he decides on something, it's very difficult to change his mind.
That's a shame. He's missing out on all this atmosphere.
It is a shame. But he's very devoted to his companion.
Fair.
I am too, but I'm also hungry and thirsty, so I would put up with it.
So what brings you to this neck of the woods then?
Oh, we're just passing through, I think.
Mm.
You know. What about yourself? Do you live here?
Well, that's a bit of a story in itself. I'm not from here at all.
This isn't going to be a story about house prices, is it?
Too expensive, too expensive.
Somehow I always end up talking about that in bars and I don't even own a house.
And Otto, as you get a good look at this halfling, you start to see that she's quite definitely not from around here. Her skin is far too tanned for one to kind of be a local.
I'm used to much warmer climates than this.
Mm.
It's been very cold.
Well, you can get quite a tan off the sun.
It's true.
The snow glaciers, you can get very, very tanned out on the snow.
Windburn.
When it's sunny.
Yes.
But yes, you're not from out here because nobody else seems to have managed to get a tan from the snow.
No, I just I found myself here a few weeks ago. I actually didn't know where I was, to be honest. There was this whole thing that happened. But yeah, I'm just passing through as you, I guess.
You suddenly found that you were brought here. You were transported here. You were enchanted, perhaps. I'm
not really quite sure what happened. So this happened a little while ago. I was in Ribbleport, which is quite far away from here. We were getting some problems with some weather. There was the winter had set in and it was getting close to the city and we didn't know what to do. Anyway, me and a couple of acquaintances, we went to go and investigate. And there was this pillar of light and snow and these blue things coming out at us with ice and I just don't know what happened. One of my companions unfortunately didn't make it, but it imploded or exploded or something, and I woke up and I was here. Well, not here specifically, but I came here eventually.
It's a hair-raising story.
Yeah, no idea. So, really, I guess I want to get back home, but yeah.
Just on the way.
Not really. I've never been here before. I've just this is a nice little pub, have a few games.
For a few months or years.
Yeah, something like that. But yes, I am looking to move on, hopefully.
All right.
So are we. Perhaps tomorrow we will be moving on. I think it's...
I'll tell you what, Otto and Brother Amos, you can give me a society roll.
Society. $26.
Oh.
26, nice. So
we are very louche and debonair.
Yes. So Otto and Amos, as you're kind of sat here talking to your new acquaintance Della, and she mentions that she's from a place called Riddleport, and as soon as she says that, the two of you both know exactly where that is. Riddleport is a city far away from your homeland of Taldor, but you kind of heard of it anyway because it's so influential in the way it is. It's located on the very west of the continent of Avistan, in the kind of subnation of Varesia. And in particular, the reason you know it so well, particularly you, Otto, is that Riddleport is quite notorious. It's got a bit of a reputation to it, owing to the fact that the city is owned and operated entirely by pirates.
I'm familiar with Riddleport.
Are you?
Yes.
It's a nice place.
Yes, I've heard of it.
One way of describing it.
Yes, a nice place. What a shame we won't be passing that way.
No, I think it's a bit out the way, I guess.
Right. So, are the three of you just going to kind of continue sort of chatting, maybe having a game of dice here and there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I need Otto in the game. Try and get some money off you.
All right. As you're sort of chatting away, Otto and Amos, Nadia sort of approaches the three of you at your table, and she sort of plops. She puts what looks to be 3 metal keys on the table, and says, I've taken the liberty of getting us some rooms for the night. There's one for each of you, and then one for Owen as well, if he's joining us. I'm gonna get to bed. The boys are quite tired, so we'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you in the morning.
Yes, not too early, I hope.
All right. Good on you two. And she sort of says good night to Amos and to Otto. Gives a little polite nod to you, Della. This quite tall, athletically built woman with vibrant red hair. She gives you a polite nod, and then she turns, and you see her heading up the stairs of the inn.
Well, it looks like you've got 3 keys, but only 2 people.
What are you angling for here? Are you homeless?
Well, you could put those up as a wager.
It's. I see you have a one-track mind when it comes to everything rolls on the floor. But as well, one of these keys is for our friend Alwyn, who was refused service. Or there was a misunderstanding.
He refused
involving
service.
He refused. Yes, now he's refusing service. I wonder if he will refuse a room, or if he'll feel like gambling it. That is a lovely hat, may I say.
Oh, thank you. It is a wonderful hat.
It is a wonderful hat, yes.
Right. So, are you going out to give Owen a key, Otto, or are you not just going to keep it?
I will just keep it with me until we're ready to leave, and then I'll go and find Owen. Or if he wants a room, I don't know. I don't know what he knows and what he doesn't know. Maybe I should go and. I'll have another drink first.
Sensible idea.
Yes.
So you get yourself another drink in, Otto, and the three of
I
you
get a round of drinks in there. Right?
Yes.
a
My
round of drinks.
largesse knows no bounds this evening. It's a long time since I've been in a bar.
And you kind of continue your drinking and your carousing a little for a short while. Whilst this is happening, Olwyn, what are you up to outside?
Not much, like I say, just hunkering down in the lee. So basically out the wind, out the weather, in a corner,
Right.
making a little camp with Chardonnay. Cuddled up with Chardonnay, but lots of furs over to keep warm.
Yeah, no worries. So as the sun fully disappears below the horizon, it really suddenly gets quite bitingly cold, and this is really the first time that you've experienced kind of evening time outside in the wilds of of Irison. You camped a bit in the snow whilst you were still in Heldren, but up here in the heart of winter itself is a completely different experience, and you soon find that even your warm weather cloak and your cold furs are not quite doing the job. You're starting to feel yourself shiver and your teeth chatter a little bit.
Well, stubbornness is going to get the better of him. He's not going to leave Chardonnay.
No worries. So at that point, then, Olwyn, as a particularly sharp gust of cold blows through this crossroads, it sort of chills you right to your bones. Can I have a fortitude save, please?
You can indeed. 18.
18. Okay. Okay. As this wind sort of blows through you.
Just to double check, sorry, is that count as a spell?
It's not a spell.
Well, let me put it this way. If it's a spell, then I get +2. So it would be a dirty 20.
It wasn't a spell, you don't get +2.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's just you're in a place that's really, really damn cold.
Fair enough.
As this wind blows through you, Olwyn, you do feel your teeth sort of chatter quite particularly badly, and you find your fingers are starting to go numb. You take a point of cold damage as you sort of huddle yourself back into your cloak.
Okay.
Just gonna sort of stay there.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep. Yeah. Sort of hunker down a bit further, a bit tighter into the furs and pull Chardonnay in a bit closer.
All right. Okay. Meanwhile, back in the tavern, Otto, Amos, and Della, you're sort of drinking and gambling a little bit. Anything else happening of note, or are you just kind of enjoying the evening?
Enjoying the evening, but I might take the key out to Alwyn.
All right, you do so, and Brother Amos, and you do find Olwyn sort of huddled up in his furs, sort of outside one of the buildings. He's shivering quite badly. He looks pretty chilly.
Oh, hand him it. I'm a little bit drunk. There's a key for you that Nadia got us for a room. Take it and get yourself warm.
Is it for me and Chardonnay?
Yes. Take the wolf with you.
It is. So the barman's relinquished then.
I don't know.
Excellent.
I mean, he said
he said
that you couldn't bring the dog into the bar, but you're not going to bring the dog into the bar. You're going to bring it into the room.
And where's the rooms?
I don't know, actually. I never asked.
Brother Amos, after Nadia had said goodnight, you did see her making her way up some stairs that were just kind of to the left of the door as you go in.
Up the stairs to the left of the door as we go in. Although the barman did say that he would stable the dog for the evening and feed it, but I could always distract the barman whilst you go in and take the dog with you. And if there's any trouble, we can deal with it.
That's a good idea, yes. Yes, not a dog, but yes. Yes,
dog.
Good idea, yes. How will I know when to come in? What are you going to do as a distraction? Because it's bloody cold out here.
I'll go and talk to the goblin and just peek through the door, and when his back is turned, you can sneak in.
Okay, so it's in the door to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
So, Brother Amos will go back in and walk to the
Alwyn will prepare
the
his
goblin
stuff.
and have him walk to the side of the goblin that will have him facing away from the door and
Cool.
distract him.
So, sure thing. So you come back into the tavern, Brother Amos, and you see the same goblin, whose name you've still not asked. Sort of once he's just finishing up pouring a drink for another patron, and as he hands it over, he sort of looks up at you and says, hello there, my friend. Another round for you, is it?
Yes, please, and
Or
one for yourself.
Or can I get you something else? One for myself? Why, that's very kind of you.
You're welcome. I have an ulterior motive, actually. I was wondering if you knew what was the best way to get the smell of exploded goblin out of clothes. We had an incident on the way here, and there was an explosion.
An incident?
And a goblin...
An incident with an...
Yes.
An exploding goblin. Interesting. Oh, I bet that was I bet that was those crazy Frostfang Bosch-tets. They've had a knack for things that go boom recently. Little more than a nuisance. I'm sorry you had to deal with them on your way to my fine establishment. Give me a
wave. I'll win through some distracting bomb.
All right. I'll tell you what, Brother Amos. Give me a. Just make a charisma roll for me. So D20, add your charisma.
Okay. Charisma +1. 7.
7. Okay. He sort of looks at you as you're saying this, and he says, "Oh well, I'm very sorry to hear that. If you wish, I can book you. We have baths if you're willing to pay."
That would be amazing. Yes, please.
All right. It will be 2 silver pieces
Take four. Have four.
For the bath. 4 silver. Thank you so much, my friend. That's very generous. Right. So you'll need to take this, and he reaches under the bar and puts a small wooden token in your hand. Take this up to the first floor of the inn and go to the door right at the end of the corridor. There will be someone there who can take care of you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Otto, I'm going for a bath.
Well, yes, I think you probably need to. I mean that in the kindest way. You had a bit of a nasty experience on the way here.
Yes, it fucking stinks.
Yes, Della. Yes, we had a bit of an episode. It was an accident.
I did wonder what that smell was.
Yes, I apologise, but it wasn't entirely my fault.
So, Olwyn, as you're peeking through the door, you do see Brother Amos having this exchange with the barman. The barman is kind of stood facing the door. His attention... He's not completely distracted, but he's not completely watchful either. You think if you're going to sneak Chardonnay in, this might be a good time to try?
Well, I know Amos said he was going to distract him. You say he's not completely distracted, so Alwyn's going to wait for Amos to actually do the distraction.
All right, no worries.
That he said he was going to do.
So
He's just going to have a bath.
Amos, as you stagger back from the bar with the token in your hand, about to go up the stairs, you clock eyes with Olwyn, just sort of peeking through the door.
thumbs up. Give a thumbs up through the door.
Yeah. I'll go back over.
Is Della seeing this exchange?
Yeah, you can see this. Where you were sat previously, you had quite a commanding view of the tap room. You can see that Brother Amos has been just kind of staggered away from the bar and seems to be looking intently at something in the area of the doorway.
Okay.
I'll wander back to the goblin and say,
"Yes, my friend. Something else I can do for you."
Which way am I going again? And as I say that, I'll fall and just drag some things off the bar with me to cause a bit of a commotion. And
all right.
In the hope that he'll be distracted enough to clear things, and Alwyn can sneak through.
Sure. All right. Give me a deception roll with Brother Amos. I'm going to give you advantage. So roll twice and take the highest.
I'm trained in that, I think. Roll twice and take the highest.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Drop the dice on the floor.
One
I really am
one.
pissed.
1 in 400 chance.
I guess it is, isn't it? 20 times 20.
25.
25, yeah. As you say this, Brother Amos, you literally do pitch forward, and the goblin literally drops what he's holding and sort of throws his arms out to catch you. And there's a surprising amount of strength there for such a scrawny creature. And he sort of grabs hold of you and says, "Oh, whoa, easy now, easy. All right, I guess I'd better. Come on, can you walk?" "No, of course you can't." Oh, come on then. And he sort of he snaps his fingers and gives out a little whistle, and you see one of these uniformed guards people sort of come over, and they sort of take you under the arm and start sort of carrying you upstairs. The goblin sort of says, "Yes, this one is going for a bath. Make sure he does not drown. I need him up." And he hops down from the bar and disappears into a cupboard of sorts.
Fucking love you, little
Brother Amos, you
creature.
And Brother Amos, you are sort of carried with this guy under your arm, sort of carried upstairs towards the upper floor. And once again, as you do so, you see Alwyn just peeking through the door.
No, Alwyn is basically as soon as he starts, or as soon as he collapses, Alwyn wants to dash in and dive up the stairs.
All right, okay. If that's when you're going, give me a stealth roll, please.
Okay. 18.
18's enough. You sort of usher Chardonnay in and sort of being very, very quiet. As Brother Amos kind of hits the bar top, the goblin's attention is moved away from you for a second, and that's enough for you to sort of usher Chardonnay inside and kind of get onto the stairs themselves. And the stairs are very similar to the stairs you had in the High Sentinel Lodge, so there's kind of a thick banister separating the stairs from the main room, if that makes sense. And just as the goblin is starting to prop up Brother Amos, he does sort of look over at you, gives you a bit of a curious squint, and then Brother Amos kind of goes limp in his arms, and his attention gets diverted back towards him. You're able to get Chardonnay upstairs.
Okay, is there a number attached to the key?
Yes, the keys themselves are quite well labelled. You see that the number has been worked into the metal of the head of the key.
Okay, I will look for a number on a door to correspond, and get into the room with Chardonnay as quickly as possible.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Nobody, you don't see anybody else on this floor as you do so. You soon find yourself. You soon find yourself in a very modest room. There's a plain looking wooden bed with a sort of a soft mattress and a small chest, a little foot locker at the end of it.
Okay,
And there's also was going to say there's also looks to be a basic jug of water in the room as well.
Funnily enough, that's exactly what I was about to ask about. I will pour some water for Chardonnay, and there you go. Keep quiet. Good boy.
Woof, woof.
Don't shush. don't shit. Hold it in. Yes. All right. Night, Chardonnay. Right.
All right.
I'm going to make sure the door's locked. So.
Yeah, easily enough to do. That's fine. I mean, I just assumed you would.
Yeah.
I don't think you're that cosmopolitan where you just leave your door open in a strange place.
And not that drunk. So, for once.
There we go. You sort of make your way back out of the room, Orwin, and as you're leaving, sort of closing it up, you see Brother Amos sort of being helped along the corridor.
Oh no, Alwyn wants to stay in the room with Chardonnay.
Oh, you're staying. Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry,
yeah,
I thought you meant you were putting the wolf in there and then heading back downstairs.
Oh no, staying with Chardonnay.
No worries. All right. You lock yourself in your room. So yeah, this escapade kind of unfurls. Brother Amos, you're sort of taken into a room with a big large bathtub. It's not particularly warm. It's kind of lukewarm, but yeah, you're basically kind of left to your own devices to do as you wish in there. There is this one militiaman who seems to be just kind of there to make sure you don't drown in the tub, as you do seem to be quite drunk. But yeah, it's reasonably pleasant. You managed to wash yourself off. You kind of get the last sticky bits of goo out from behind your ears from where the goblin exploded. And a while later, you find yourself feeling a bit more refreshed, but still probably as drunk as you were before. Whilst this is all happening, Della and Otto, what are you up to?
Well, that was a bit of a commotion.
It was. I love it when a plan comes together. It was brilliantly executed.
That was a plan.
Yes, they didn't let me in on it, but I could tell. There was a plan unfold. And it was to cover something else, which I don't know about, and that I didn't see. So I don't know what that was all about, really. But, I'm sure it was a plan.
Alrighty, well, I guess the night is drawing to a close.
I mean, Della,
Yes.
with your perception, you did see Olwyn ushering the wolf upstairs.
Ah, okay. So I guess it's got something to do with the dog then.
Indeed. So yeah, what you do with that information is up to you. All right. Are the two of you doing anything else, or are you just sort of winding down and then eventually going to make your way to bed?
I think I will bid you good night, gentle lady. We have a long day tomorrow.
That was a lovely evening. Thank you.
Yes,
and thank your friend for the drinks as well.
I will do. And he probably won't remember buying them, but I will thank. He will be pleased to receive your thanks.
Well, it was my money that he used to buy the drinks, so.
Well, no, that's not how gambling works. It was his money. But nevertheless, I will pass on your thanks to him, and well, yes, and I hope you don't stay here too much longer than you want to.
Maybe I'll see you in the morning.
Who knows? Who knows? Good night.
Good night. Yeah, I assume I've got a room here that I can go to.
Yeah, you've been staying here for a couple of days at this point, Della. As I say, you've been doing bits of gambling here and there, kind of just earning enough to pay for your room and board, but nothing too extravagant. It's not like this is sort of top table at Vegas or anything. You're kind of just earning enough to keep a roof over your head for the time being. And yeah. A pleasant evening later, and the four of you eventually find yourselves to the rooms that you have rented in this place, and it's a very it's it's a bit difficult to get to sleep at first. You know, the tavern itself sort of seems to stay quite rowdy until quite late in the night, and the walls aren't particularly thick in this place. But nevertheless, you all find yourselves to sleep. You all find yourselves to rest, and after a short time, you all find yourselves falling asleep.
Can I ask a question? Then, as the walls are quite thin, can I hear either Brother Amos or, given his state, preferably Otto? Can I hear either of them through the walls? So, are they in a room to the side, and am I aware of it?
Give me a perception roll, Owen. If you're going to kind of actively listen at the walls.
19.
19, okay. You don't hear Brother Amos, but on your right, you're sure you hear the sound of two boys sleeping quite peacefully.
Okay. I'm not going to disturb Nadia. Right, okay. Right, settle down then.
Okay. Is there anything that the four of you want to do whilst you're kind of just resting in your rooms, getting ready for bed?
I think I'm just passed out.
Counting my lack of winnings. I'm going to sleep.
Okay, all right. So sleep eventually comes to you all, perhaps some easier than others. And, the last few days you've actually been living you've been living fairly easy in the land of Irison. As mentioned, you've not really had to kind of rough it outside to this point. It's been very pleasant. But even so, for some of you, sleep comes easier than others. Alwyn in particular, for whatever reason, maybe it's a bit of the cold blowing through the cracks, or it's the laughter from downstairs, and you kind of wishing you be down there. You take a little while to nod off, and just as you're getting to a point where you think you're about to fall asleep, you're not certain, but you think you can hear the sound of very soft sobbing coming from the room on your right.
Brother Amos
That's the
having a
room
cry.
where I heard
That's the same room that you heard. That's the room that you believe to be Nadia's.
Okay. I'll note it, but I won't do anything about it at the moment.
All right, no worries. And soon after, you do find yourself to sleep properly, Olwyn. And sort of having experienced just a little bit of the biting cold weather, you find yourself very, very grateful for the woolen blanket and the lack of sort of biting cold around you, and you do find yourself to sleep eventually. And hours later, morning comes. You are all woken, as it seems to be customary in these places, by just kind of a courtesy knock on your bedroom door. You kind of where you're kind of in the middle of the floor, you hear these knocks happening from before you. Knock knock. Hello, wake up call. Yes, good morning. All that stuff, and eventually you get a knock on your door, and you get the same thing. Hello, sir. Wake up call for you.
Thank you.
No worries. But the four of you have a restful night's sleep. If you've taken any hit point damage, recover that equal to your level times your con modifier. And the day is yours as you're all kind of coming to.
Alwyn's going to stay in the room, but he's going to listen very intently for the sound of Otto, Amos, or Nadia in the corridor.
Okay. I mean, yes. Sooner or later, you will hear the sound of. Perhaps you hear Otto come out of his room and cough as he makes his way downstairs.
Okay. I'll open the door. Otto, come here.
Oh, yes. Hello. You've got in then.
Yes. Had a good night's sleep, thank you. Can you get hold of Amos? And it's really important. We need to work this out. So one of you needs to distract the barman again, and the other needs to come up and tell me it's safe to leave. Because Chardonnay's in here with me. See?
Ah, I see. Well, shall I just go downstairs and have a look? See if there's anyone around?
Oh, yes, okay.
That's much
simpler answer, isn't it? Yes.
I'll just go and have a look.
Yes. All right, then. Let me know.
Yes, so I'll go downstairs and see who's in the bar.
Otto, you make your way downstairs, and you kind of find that the place is it's a bit more civilized than it was the previous night. It was quite raucous and rowdy, where people were sort of drinking into the night. This morning, it's a much more reserved place. There are fewer people in here, although still a fair few. You can see that the goblin bartender is kind of serving. He looks like he's got a big metal pot of a steaming liquid that smells quite bitter to your nose. Seems to be serving small cups of that to people, and there are quite a few people downstairs who are having breakfast and sort of getting themselves ready for their day.
I'm tempted to stay for breakfast, but I know that Alwyn is waiting for me upstairs, waiting for some sort of answer. So I'll go back and report to Alwyn that there are people in the bar, and including the goblin barman who doesn't like Chardonnay. And is there another way out?
Well, do you know what? It's just occurred to me. Do you know what? I'm going to say, fuck it. What's the worst you can do? Kick us out?
Well, you don't want to have breakfast first.
I've got my rations. Yeah, so but you know what? We'll just wander out and I'll prepare the yeah. Why am I worrying? Yes, come on, Chardonnay, and I'm going to walk downstairs, bold as brass, and out the front door, unless I'm stopped.
All right.
All right, I'll come with you.
Whilst this is going on, Brother Amos and Della, what are the two of you doing? You've kind of been roused in the same way.
Brother Amos is just holding his head and going, "Oh."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like telling characters what they're thinking, but you've got a bit of a head.
I feel like a wall shut in my head.
Della would have woken up with a knock and gone down early to have some breakfast and be sitting at the table that she was sitting at yesterday.
Yeah, easy enough to do. So Otto, you notice as you go downstairs to check the room's clear, you see your acquaintance Della kind of sat at the same table she was at previously, and you both exchange a sort of friendly wave and a nod before Otto makes his way back upstairs to talk with Olwyn. So Otto and Olwyn. Olwyn, you said you're just going to bold as brass, run down the stairs and out the door.
Not even run, just walk.
Saunter.
No. So I want to put this normally. So like he's not doing anything wrong. So not in a cocky way, but also not in a sneaky way. Yeah, like
you're meant to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Olwyn, you sort of tell Chardonnay to follow, and you start making your way down the stairs. As you get kind of about halfway down the stairs, there is a crash as the front door of the tavern is thrown open, and striding into the room, you see, flanked by two individuals who look quite rough and thuggish. An older human male with a salt and pepper beard, wearing black robes, sort of embroidered with symbols of Pharasma. And he storms in and he says, "My name is Maximus Laurentius, and I want my knives back." And that is where we're going to end for tonight, folks.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com, editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
It's all going to kick off. Goblin will be glad there's a dog in the place now.
See, you should have had breakfast first. Sensible decision.